So I'm back with another video. I know, you guys are probably getting sick and tired of seeing my collection, but if you're not, please hit the subscribe button. And we're getting close. We're getting close. We're almost to 500. That's the goal for the year. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like what you're seeing, because today we're going to talk about Italian horror, something that has become near and dear to my heart. I'm wearing my Burial Ground shirt here, which has a boob on it. I'll let you find that on your own. But coming up very soon, probably after Halloween, I'll get to the collection and show you pretty much everything I have here as far as my Blu-rays and DVDs go. But that's going to be a massive video because there are so many. I have some on the floor over here. Today I wanted to kind of talk about Italian horror because, first of all, I know it's not for everyone. It's an acquired taste that I didn't start watching Italian horror until I was 36, which was about 4 years ago. Well, maybe 5 years ago. It was somewhere in the mid-2010s. And, well, technically, I saw Fulci's Zombie way back in the early 2000s in City of the Living Dead, really not realizing what I had in my hands. I just bought them because they were zombie movies, and there was a huge zombie craze after 2004's Dawn of the Dead came out. So I went ahead and bought those off. I think the website was Deep Discount DVD back then. I don't know if that still exists or not, but man, I got the Fulci Zombie, Zombie 3, 4, 5, Killing Birds, and City of the Living Dead for like $30 total on DVD back then. It was pretty awesome. They were almost unintelligible to me at the time. But then over the years, I saw things like The Beyond and Suspiria, finally, Inferno, Bay of Blood, you know, which Twitch of the Death Nerve, way cooler title. All kinds of Italian horror movies that I really started to understand. I learned about the giallo subgenre. There's cannibal movies. There's the gore fest zombie movies. There's so many cool Italian horror movies that, I mean, I think there's a little something for everybody. You've got the giallo movies that are mostly like intense mystery, almost slasher type movies like Suspiria and Inferno, even though those kind of deal with witches, but you got Strip Nude for Your Killer. You got Tenebra or Tenebrae. There's a bunch of them. I'm going to go through. I have a few here. Deep Red, or one of Argento's finest movies, or Profondo Rosso, as Jared would say, from the Horror Syndicate. And then you've got your cannibal movies like Cannibal Ferox, which I like, Eaten Alive. You have, of course, Cannibal Holocaust, which is probably the one that everybody knows. I think there's one called Cannibal Apocalypse, too. And then you got your zombie movies like Lucio Fulci's Zombie, City of the Living Dead, or Gates of Hell. The Beyond, House by the Cemetery. There's so many, of Burial Ground, and then Nightmare City, Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. There's so many good Italian horror zombie movies that I really can't stress enough how you should check it out. And Shudder, and I know I talk about Shudder a lot, but Shudder's got a lot of good Italian movies. They've got, there's one called Beyond the Darkness that's really bizarre. I just watched the other day Cat o' Nine Tails. It's an Argento movie. It's a mystery type story, but it's really good. And then Don't Torture a Duckling by Fulci. I'm telling you, you deep dive, get on Prime Video. There's all kinds of good Italian horror. Just Italian cinema in general is, I think, underappreciated in the horror genre, and you should check it out. So today we're going to look at my my modest collection, I should say. It's not big. I've been growing the collection for a couple years now. Ever since I saw The Beyond, that was 2016. I'll never forget that. I watched that and I was like, this is just got the most bleak ending I've ever seen. And there's great practical gore effects, you know. And Lucio Fulci just has this weird eye for different shots and blocking, and he's so great. And then if you can get past the dubbing, I think the dubbing is probably the hardest part for people. There's good gore, there's good story, great endings. I mean, all of them that Fulci has done has a great, and a lot of times bleak ending. Check out The New York Ripper. Such a weird-ass movie, but I love it. I love Italian horror, and I think you should give it a shot. If you don't, that's on you. No big deal. You can go back to watching Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers like everybody else. So please subscribe to the channel, and I'll get to showing the collection now. But yeah, I definitely suggest getting on Amazon Prime Video and just loading up on some Italian horror and watch a couple. If you don't like them, cool. Then get on Shudder and check out City of the Living Dead, Zombie, and The Beyond for sure. Those are probably Fulci's three finest gore fest zombie movies. But check them out. I suggest them. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, you just found yourself a new subgenre of horror. There it is. That's the collection. I'm gonna. That's it. That's all you get. You just see the collection and the video's done. Now I'm gonna dig in a little bit, but I kind of wanted to show you. It's literally one shelf of my collection of all my horror stuff. I mean, there's so much. Just take a quick look around at some of the stuff. I mean, not getting a great look, but the collection goes deep. Back to the Italian horror. That is the sound of my leather chair, if you heard that. But there's a lot of good stuff in here. I'm going to get a little bit closer and go in for a little bit of a deep dive. But you can see I've got a lot of Fulci, good amount of Argento. By the way, that Argento's Dracula, not good. Not at all. But I had to have it. Had to have it. So without further ado, let's dig in. Yeah, so as you can see, it's starting to overflow with a couple of movies, but these are the most recent I've received that couldn't go right in the collection for whatever reason, especially Shock. That was a good one. So I'm going to pull those down and we'll go through. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Jared from the Horror Syndicate. He set me up with Fulci's Murder Rock and The Psychic. Now I'd like to replace these with the Blu-ray editions. I believe Scorpion released each of them with great looking box art, but Jared got me into them. I hadn't seen them. They weren't streaming anywhere. So out of the kindness of his heart, he sent them to me. And I really appreciate that, Jared. Thank you. Kind of want to start with Beyond the Door and Shock. Beyond the Door is an exorcism type movie, or exorcist type movie, I should say. And I want to say, I know there is another movie that, no, this is the one, The Exorcist. The Warner Brothers sued the production company who made this because they said it was plagiarism, I believe. But it's really nothing like The Exorcist. A pregnant woman gets possessed. There's a sassy kid who steals the show. It's a pretty damn good movie overall, though. Shock, on the other hand, is absolutely brilliant. It's Mario Bava's last film. And Bava's one of my favorite filmmakers. I don't have enough of his movies. I have Black Sunday and A Bay of Blood, aka Twitch of the Death Nerve, Lisa and the Devil, and it's a 2-pack with House of Exorcism, which is another rip from The Exorcist. But Shock blew me away. Daria Nicoletti, she was married to Dario Argento at some point, and I believe she's Asia Argento's mother. But she is phenomenal in this movie. Has one of the best jump scares of all time. Great descent into madness. I just wrote an article on thehorrorsyndicate.com. Check it out. But these two, first of all, Beyond the Door does have a Blu-ray, a couple Blu-ray editions. I know Nathan Thomas Miller did the art for one of them, and then there is an Arrow that I need to get. But Shock is only on DVD through Blue Underground, and you'll see a lot of these are Blue Underground. As you can see, if you are a fan of Italian horror, you can see I have our Fulci, at the very front of my collection, going into these really bad zombie movies. But for some reason, Zombie 3, I absolutely adore. I'm not 100% sure why. First of all, Enigma is pretty good. It's weird. Most of Fulci's movies are weird. Manhattan Baby's good, but it's weird. But one of the standouts is the New York Ripper. It's super weird. A lady goes to a bodega and gets toe fucked underneath the table after she sees a sex show and kind of masturbates during the sex show. Yeah, so it's a weird movie, but great ending and a lot of quacking. There's some really cool moments in this one for sure. I absolutely had to upgrade this to Blu-ray with the 4K restoration. It looks really good and sounds really good. Good soundtrack, too. Fulci really makes some odd movies. And obviously, I have multiple copies of Zombie, City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, and House by the Cemetery.
for good reason. First of all, I bought City of the Living Dead, this one here, way back in, this is the one I was talking about. I got that way back in 2004, I do believe. And it's the Lucio Fulci collection, as you can see at the top. And I had to hunt down the other two, the Beyond and House by the Cemetery. So I got those two, and then eventually upgraded to Blu-ray. Yeah, I think that this zombie might be one of my favorite pieces. It's got one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Well, work. There we go. It's called The Splinter Case. It's a 4K restorations. The best zombies ever looked. I wish they'd do the same thing with City of the Living Dead. The Beyond is a strange case because Grindhouse Releasing has it. And there's nothing wrong. This is a great addition. It came with the soundtrack, and I love the soundtrack, which you might be hearing right now playing because our videos aren't monetized, and I will give Fabio Frizzi every credit I can because he is a genius when it comes to scoring horror movies. He did Zombie, City of the Living Dead, and The Beyond, but he did not do House by the Cemetery, the last one I'm showing. Now this one has a 4K and a zombie type edition. I just haven't gotten it yet. My brother-in-law does get this copy whenever I upgrade, which I will. There's really no need to get into Zombie 3, 4, and 5. I do struggle with the idea of upgrading this little box set I got. This was one I got back in 2004 that came with City of the Living Dead and my original version, a copy of Zombie, which I will not get rid of. No way. But these aren't really good. I for some reason, love Zombie 3. I have this great Zombie 3 shirt from Paul Bearer Press. Check out my Instagram page at Rayzor_33 or Rayzor33. I don't remember. Who cares? But there's a picture of it on there. Now, Demons and Demons 2 are a great duo. Together, you don't need to see any of the other ones. And Synapse has two great releases of Demons and Demons 2. But, and I haven't opened my Blu-ray yet, The Church is probably the best of the Demons 3. There's also the Ogre and Black Demons. Black Demons is the worst. The Ogre was a made-for-TV Italian movie, which honestly, it's strange, and I kind of want to move to Italy because there are bare breasts on their TV movie. And then the Sect is, it's Michele Soavi. It's not great, but I need to give it another watch. I've watched it one time, and it just kind of fell flat for me. But Demons 1 and 2 were fantastic. Both of them are streaming on Shudder right now. Cemetery Man, a.k.a. Della Morte Della More, is a really good movie. I don't have a good copy. This is actually a bootleg that I bought from Horror Hound last year. It was because I had never seen it. I needed a copy, and I'm not region free, okay? I explained that in the Dawn of the Dead video. I'm not, and I refuse to go region free because I don't think I should have to. I think region coding's stupid. So I got this bootleg waiting for a Region A copy, which we may never get. But it's an insane movie. Michele Soavi, again, goes out of his way. This is Demons 7, I think. Or Demons 95. Alright, so we talked about a few zombie movies already and how I think that there are, kind of 3, maybe 4, because there are some possession movies like I mentioned Shock and Beyond the Door, and which you can see here, House of Exorcism, which Lisa and the Devil was shot and directed by Mario Bava and re-edited, and they had scenes added for House of Exorcism for American audience because of The Exorcist. It's a lesser movie, but still fun either way. I need to get a couple more Bava movies added to my collection. I'm not happy with just the 4 or 3. But we move on to my brother-in-law's favorite movie, City of the Living Dead. It's on Amazon. I never opened it because it's on Amazon and it's terrible. Blue Underground again. It is really, really not good. They actually use this Goblin score from Dawn of the Dead quite a bit. Burial Ground is pretty good. There is a classic, iconic scene where Peter Bark, the little kid, which is actually like a 27-year-old, he might bite his mom's boob off. And then Nightmare City, which you could play in a continuous loop forever, stars Hugo Stiglitz. Um, he's a kind of a reporter who is covering, I think it's some kind of scientist coming back, and it turned off of a plane. It turns out to be zombies, and they're on the run from the zombies throughout the movie. But then he wakes up after everything happens, and the day just starts all over again. Pretty awesome movie. Umberto Lenzi, which apparently he screams on set all the time. I'd check it out. It's worth checking out. I do believe it's on Amazon streaming. Zombie Holocaust, aka Dr. Butcher, is kind of that bridge between zombie movies and the cannibal movies. And it's quite good. It has one of my favorite Italian, well, he's English actors. Ian McCulloch is in it. He was also in Contamination, which I haven't gotten to yet, and he was in Zombie. So it's a good movie actually. It's pretty damn good. And there's some daring shots towards the end, and some weird shots of a woman just randomly nude. But check it out. The only two cannibal movies I have, Eaten Alive is Umberto Lenzi again, and it's actually both of these are. Eaten Alive is kind of different because it's like a cult with cannibals, and it's pretty damn good. It's my favorite of the bunch. Cannibal Ferox is a little bit more like Cannibal Holocaust, which I'm not a fan of, and I won't own that one because I just don't like it. That's not because it's shocking. It's just I don't like it. It's more fun though. It's more of like an Italian gore fest, kind of a shock me movie, schlock for sure. Both very good. Lindsay apparently yells all the time, according to Mimi Lai, or Mimi Lay, I guess is how you say her name. Now we've come to Contamination, or as Joe Bob Briggs says, Contamination, which is kind of the Italian answer for Alien. And it's about these alien eggs who throb and pulse until they make people's chests pop open. Ian McCulloch, again, is brilliant in kind of a different role from the last two movies, but absolutely worth checking out. It's on Shudder, and Joe Bob Briggs did a presentation of this on one of his shows, I think from 2018 maybe. Don't remember. I think it was 2019. Anthropophagous, or Anthropophagous, however you want to say it. Well, first of all, the ending's spoiled on the cover. Absurd is the kind of Italian answer for Halloween, even though it doesn't look like it. And Beyond the Darkness, I mentioned before, it's very bizarre and has an acid bath scene, which again is kind of spoiled, but forbidden to anyone under the age of 18. Come on. My favorite of the three is Anthropophagous, or Anthropophagous. It's a good movie, great lines. It's got Tissa Farrow, who was also in Zombie. And one of my favorite things is there's a scene, maybe I'll throw it in here, where Tissa Farrow joins a group, and this guy's totally into her. He's like, hell yeah. And I may have just tossed it in here because I have it like copied from my TV actually. So I'm low tech here. But anyway, fun movies, and Severin, 3 great releases. And I'm gonna kind of glaze over the Bava movies. Bay of Blood's my favorite of all his movies, followed now by Shock. This movie right here, Bay of Blood, has a scene that Friday the 13th Part 2 just totally ripped. It's the shish kebab scene. This came out, I want to say 71, and they totally lifted it from this movie. 2 people are having sex, and somebody comes in and shish kebabs them with a spear. So that came from A Bay of Blood. Now we've got, this is the remake of Suspiria. I got to give it a second shot. I wasn't a fan of it because Suspiria, the Argento Suspiria, is so great that it probably should have never been remade. But honestly, it's not even my favorite Argento movie. Inferno is my favorite Argento movie by a long shot. I absolutely adore this movie. It's got a great story, great characters. It shows the Mother of Tears. As you know, or may not know, Suspiria, Inferno, and the Mother of Tears are about these 3 witch sisters, the 3 mothers, who basically that's the whole story is about them. And Suspiria is Martyr Suspiriorum, and Lacrimarum, and Tenebrarum. And this one's the Mother of Death. And it's just really great. It adds to the mythology that started with Suspiria, even though they don't really connect. Deep Red is probably Argento's finest movie, Profondo Rosso. A great mystery, great acting, great story, love it. Phenomena has Donald Pleasance in it, and it was also called, I think, Creepies or Creepers or something like that. Creepazoid, I don't remember. Hold on, it's in the case. Sorry. Creepers. Yeah, Creepers. Good movie. It was awfully strange coming off some of the other ones. Jennifer Connelly is very young and very good in this movie. And then I suggest Opera. This is as a mystery. A lot of Argento's stuff is mystery, and this one's no different. But you can see on the cover that the killer makes this woman watch what he's doing by taping pins to her eyelids so she won't, close her eyes. And then, I got Mother of Tears, which came out probably about 25 years too late. Probably should have been released maybe in 1982, 1983, with Suspiria being, I think, 77, Inferno being 80, maybe 83. It would have been a better movie, in my opinion, if Argento had the chance to do it way back then rather than in 2007. His daughter, Asia, does star, or Asia, I don't know how you want to pronounce her name, but I've heard Asia, and I like that. But we've gotten to one of my favorites. Pieces is not Italian, but it's a damn good movie, and I put it in this collection because I kind of watched it at the same time I watched the other ones, where Torso is an Italian horror movie. Pieces is, first of all, you don't need to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre, right? I think that was the tagline for Pieces. Another Grindhouse releasing. It's a good ass movie. I believe Joe Bob did it again. And Torso is one that never gets talked about, and it should be talked about. It's a very good movie. I have not opened it. Sergio Martino made this one, and it's a great mystery with a very good twist, and I absolutely suggest it. So that's it. My Italian horror collection. I do plan on getting more, but this is all I have for now. I almost forgot. There's the whole collection. Now, I don't keep Argento's Dracula with the rest of them because it's a Dracula movie, and it goes with my Dracula stuff. So I'll have to put that back when this is done. But there it is. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a second. Whether it's Joe D'Amato, Dario Argento, Mario Bava, Lucio Fulci, Umberto Lenzi, Michele Soavi. I mean, there's so many Italian filmmakers that have made some great stuff, and I really do think check out Demons. Check out Demons 2, or one of the three Demons 3 movies. The Church is probably my favorite, which you saw. But check them out, and let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're already an Italian horror fan, let me know what your top 5 list is, your top 5 favorite Italian horror movies in the comments below. Give the video a like, subscribe to the page if you like what we're doing here. Go over to the Horror Syndicate on Facebook and hit that like button too if you don't already like our page. We do a show every Tuesday and every Thursday, and after Halloween it'll be just back to Thursdays. But check us out, the Horror Syndicate Discourse. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate everybody who's been subscribing and liking and commenting on the videos. Thank you so much.